lot of people tend to neglect all this other news that we talk about, things like Chrome OS and things like the market share of GNU/Linux. A lot of people who I usually follow who would cover these issues or have kind of been drifting away, myself included, towards looking at issues like freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom from government in some sense. It becomes kind of a political thing. Should the government be allowed to lock people up for just basically demanding transparency and demanding access to documents which were produced at the taxpayer's expense? So all of these questions kind of tend to occupy lots of people's day and weeks now. I think I've spent the past 2 weeks of reading literally thousands and thousands of tweets or dents in Identica about just this one thing. So probably about 2,000 of them. And that's just because it's really an important turning point.
Yeah.
But we probably should stay out of that. That's the impression I get, and I kind of agree with you. We should try and focus on the things we start.
For me personally, I certainly couldn't add anything to what's already been said in a lot more detail by a lot better people than myself. So I don't feel I could contribute anything new or unique to the whole topic that people don't already know, that have been following the news and following all the various postings about it. I mean, it's a fascinating subject, and I think I'm like everybody else who listens to audio casts. I'm following it myself, and I have my sites of choice to do that on. But it certainly is fascinating, and it's I think it's going to roll on for quite a long time. This whole issue.
It has been for. If you look back, they had lawsuits and things, and they have probably not very high profile. I mean, even the war logs that they had from Afghanistan and from the Iraq war gained quite a bit of attention, especially the video, which was leaked to them by Bradley, was a pretty major turning point, and they kind of got them some criticism because they were trying to put interpretation into the video, so that's more of commentary and not just raw. Usually they just put documents out there and try to have people look at the documents and not comment on these things. But they're going to have some interesting things next year too, and I know Julian is planning to release some more papers to do with banks, and I kind of look forward to it. I think it'll be interesting for every person to kind of have a peephole into what happens, up above when people get kind of nervous when the documents come out, and so yeah, it should be interesting, but we probably should avoid the subject on the show just because it's kind of a distraction from the core issues that we cover, unless it's to do with technologies day to day. So when we talk about cloud computing, we could talk about Amazon as a lesson in why you shouldn't count on your service being available on the so-called cloud. Definitely so.
Yeah, I mean, I'd echo exactly what you said. And I think at the end of the day, this is gonna be a subject which will keep popping into various topics that we cover. What I would say is I think it's a game now of cat and mouse for a lot of companies who maybe want to release a new product in the next few months, because unfortunately, if it's another big WikiLeaks story in the media, your product may be getting dwarfed by the news on.
Yeah, that's what happened with Google now.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, it would be tragic if the subject wasn't so serious as in the WikiLeaks story. So it is a very uncertain time. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens to the market and the sort of new products that are coming out, whether they get noticed as much.
It occupies the journalists. They tend to be drawn into. You can actually look at the names, and I tend to kind of view the news by who's writing the news, because I know my areas and I kind of keep track of who's writing on which topics, and I see lots of them are covering trying to relate the news to the WikiLeaks story, because that's what everyone's talking about. And that's why they don't cover anything about like the kernels and about new things in distributions, or just doing a review or a detailed review of a distribution. That's just what's been happening the past few weeks now. And not just when it comes to Linux, it's everything, Apple and Microsoft, you look at Slashdot, lots of things are to do with links, and that's okay. You know, it kind of gives you a nice break before you actually get a real break. So on the next show, I don't think we'll do a special show, and I hope Gordon is going to be back, and we'll talk about the subject of DRM perhaps, and try and catch up. So
it's well, I mean, now it's approaching the holiday. Certainly for myself, it's approaching the holiday period. So we all have many things to juggle in our lives. The TechBytes audiocast being one of them. But I would hope for Sunday we can have a look at some of our packages and moments of choice from 2010. Just a light-hearted little look before we sort of do our last few shows before the turn of the new year. Roy, if you're happy to close the show up, I'll do my ending little thank you to everybody, and thank you for downloading this episode. Apologise that of late the episodes have been not as frequent as before, but we're hoping to get out some more punchy audio casts as time progresses. We enjoy all your feedback. Thank you very much for all the emails that you've sent. Certainly speaking for myself, I just haven't had the chance to respond back. I've got about 15 emails from different people which I haven't had the time to respond back to. I will try to do some of them tonight, and I've read them all, and I won't be ignoring you, I promise. Roy, it's been a pleasure as always, and I believe that you are going to be taking us out with whatever track you've selected for the end of the show. So without further ado, Roy, the microphone's all yours.
Yeah, well, it's going back to 2009. It's a song called Plastic Cans, and it's been sung by this group you probably don't know about. It's called Underwater Tea Party. So yeah, just enjoy it, and join us again on probably Sunday. I hope so.
Plastic tapped envelopes won't turn me on at all. Send them all on TV.
We can discuss, but only till dinner time, 'cause this is not really up to us.
Come on, let's make the giants. The choice is always theirs. And when they want to shoot a flag,
We'll untie ties and love them like the lost us, and finally melt our eyeballs into
and all
one.
the halls of Chicago won't be the next big thing. In plastic cans there is no time
Left to waste, so I'll crumble and choke for them. I still got